Ayo, LaMelo Ball is the best point guard in the NBA. Seriously, Luka just came from the finals, savage. Steph, top 3 point guard all time, greatest shooter we've ever seen, we get it. SGA, he should have won the MVP last year, no argument. But LaMelo Ball, he's on video game time right now. We're talking NBA Jam video game time. NBA Streets with the knockoff Julius Erving on the cover time. LaMelo Ball has decided that the NBA will be his playground, whether the Hornets are getting W's or not. And at this particular point in time, they've chosen the path of L's.
No, she can't go.
It's ironic because so many people thought his big brother Lonzo was going to be the one. Everyone remembers the LeVar Ball media campaign for Lonzo years back.
You think he can be as good as Steph Curry in the NBA?
Heck no. He's going to be better than Steph Curry in the NBA.
Better than Steph? Come on, man. That felt extreme back then. And to be fair to Lonzo, injuries have kind of derailed his career. But with Melo, that take ain't too far off base. Funny thing, LeVar been telling us the whole time.
Melo is going to be, watch me dance again.
Okay.
#1 pick 2020.
A good father knows his son's game, and a good son knows his father's birthday.
Start y'all, shout out my dad's birthday. Pop's birthday, got some dub for him. You can start it off now.
LaMelo is the one, and not just with his brothers. He's the one over all the point guards in the NBA. Take Steve Nash, add a couple cups of Allen Iverson, add a hint of Magic Johnson, and you got LaMelo Ball. He's a bucket getter. His court vision is elite tier, and his handle is something silly. Take your favorite player, put him on LaMelo Ball Island, and it's scary hours. Crossover was so lethal, he had the former Defensive Player of the Year out there ball watching. Left to right with the George Gervin jelly? Come on, bro. Funny thing is that Giannis probably thought this was going to be light work. Kind of how when MJ went to guard AI back in the day. Young bull versus an MVP champ. They accept the challenge and then it gets real spooky. Good thing about Melo is that he doesn't discriminate because he gave all the Bucks 50. You watch LaMelo play and you might see a glimpse of your favorite player. Don't argue with us. Melo is a student of the game. You might as well just call this move Kyrie Irving.
Had been the start of the first couple of games, and look at the speed dribble by Irving going coast to coast.
That's what the great ones do. The Mikes, the Kobes, the LeBrons, the KDs. They look at previous players and they take away the positives, then add to their games. Apparently, Giannis didn't learn from his last experience with LaMelo.
LaMelo, clean rain to the cup.
That was 3 years ago, by the way. Point is, Melo has been a nightmare for the Bucks for years, and this year he's been a nightmare for the entire league. People say that numbers don't lie, so we gotta be honest when it comes to the kid in Charlotte. Averaging around 30, around 7 assists, shooting 43% from the field and 35% from the arc. Could his field goal percentage be a little higher? Yeah, but when you're carrying a perennial bottom feeder, everything ain't gonna go right. But we'll tell you what's going very well. LaMelo getting buckets.
Splitting the double team, look at LaMelo! Hangs and hits!
Putting opponents in the blender.
Jalen, you see him really, truly reading the defense on when he has drive.
And he wasted no time getting started open tonight against the Rockets. By the way, when did Ryan Holland start covering games? That's pretty dope, but when we saw the jacket, it made us think of a light 34, 11, and 8 against a hungry squad. Oh yeah, Melo ain't just gonna have you getting buckets on him. Look at that boy locking down. When your superstar is fighting through screens like this, coach is going to give him the green light. And Melo's light was lime green when he saw Sengun step up. Crossover was so filthy, he had Dylan Brooks wondering if he should have left Memphis. Don't worry, Dylan, you made the right decision because Houston is looking real dangerous so far this season. Thing is, LaMelo is always dangerous, and things got real spooky when he lit up Trey in them. He didn't have his partner in crime, so he decided to go into his Steph bag that game. Raindrops. Then you got number 22 acting like he don't know where the ball's supposed to go. Stop it, bro. Melo is in 2K mode right now. This is one of those moves where you gotta hit the left trigger plus X and B on the joystick. And you know it's legit because it's tough to get your fingers lined up. And he's on demon time because when I miss, give it right back.
Wednesday. Another offensive rebound. And an easy dunk.
Announcer said that was his first dunk in 2 seasons. But who needs a dunk when you got the 3-ball on automatic? That 3 there off the break, that's a this is too easy 3. Man's barely got off the ground and it's bottoms. Last guy we saw taking these types of shots was Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time. LaMelo definitely ain't Steph, but we ain't seen this many fadeaway one-legged threes in our lives. And the saga continued when Melo showed up in Philly. People go to Philly for the cheesesteaks, but they ended up getting the Melo show. Just look at the smile on Del Curry's face. That face says, I love my son, but I'm a Hornet first, and we got a dog over here. And that dog got right to it. First Hornet possession of the game, and I'm going to my float game. Now, Kyle Lowry has obviously been reading the scouting report because he's pressing Melo like it's fourth quarter crunch time. We respect Kyle Lowry because he's a vet and a champ, but he's a senior citizen at this point, and Melo knows it. So the kid went right back to the flow game, which basically says that I don't even need to change my strategy to get these buckets. And then Melo broke out the joystick again because he went straight NBA 2K. Fast break 3 at the top of the key, back rim, but I like it, so let me get that back. We go up again, almost travel, but I kept the left pivot foot down and now it's going up again, and you ain't got a rebound. We call this video game green light. Seriously, name one point guard who's doing it like him. There are a lot of cold PGs. De'Aaron Fox, he may be the fastest player in the NBA, lefty with a bounce. But is he swerving like this? Steph Curry might be the greatest point guard of all time. Shout out to Magic. He's made the most threes in league history, and he'll go video game mode every now and then when he decides that following through on the deep ball is for amateurs. SGA, like we said earlier, should have won MVP last year and had OK sitting pretty on the top of the West. Obviously, Luka Doncic is one of those ones. Dude was a pro when most cats were in high school. Luka is super nice. He's been a top 3 point guard in the league for a while now, and the step back is legit, but just from the eye test. Melo's movement is on a different level. Speaking of levels, he went curling in when he saw Yabusele step up the guard. Multiple tweens, James Harden style, lull you to sleep and then I'm out. The flow game is on 100, but don't forget he got that flamethrower. Threes on threes is what we doing. But anybody can make a 3 when the game ain't on the line. But real ones hit the same shots when the game is tight. And when it's clutch time, LaMelo is as real as it gets.
With the guts.
3-ball corner pocket, let's go to overtime because he's like that. And yeah, they took another L in overtime because quite frankly, the Hornets just don't have a complete enough team. LaMelo Ball is arguably the first draft pick that MJ got right. Michael Jordan, most people's GOAT, can't draft players. Who would have thought? One man can only do so much, but when that one man is doing what LaMelo's doing, we're gonna make sure he gets the spotlight. It's early in the season, but the kid is in rare company. These are the youngest players to average 30 a game during the regular season, and we know you see the notables. KD, Bron, Bob McAdoo, Rick Barry, the Big O, MJ, Luka, T-Mac. Come on, you see the type of time LaMelo's on. And how do you actually average 30 a game? Well, obviously you can score around 30 every single game, but it usually doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you'll get 30 and then sometimes you may score 23, which means that if you're averaging 30, we got some bucket explosions in there like the 50-point onslaught in Milwaukee and the 44-point bucket show in Orlando. But before we get to the buckets, LaMelo had to show that the playmaking badge is on 10-2, and his brother B. Miller helped do the honors. This was so light because Brandon Miller's been getting up all season.
Stuffs it down.
Back to the kid. I'm going to the rim, left chicken wing to get you off me, and then I'm back on my flow game. Slash with the right, then lay with the right off the opposite foot because I'm nice like that. Halftime coming? Oh yeah, let's go 2K. Let me have this dance. Tween, cross, behind the back, curl, throw it out, get it back, and I'm going up on one leg. That's one of the nastiest moves you'll ever see because LaMelo is one of the nicest players you'll ever see. Dude has it all. Bag work, elite. Laser, top tier. Float game, 10. Core vision, baby Steve Nash. At this point, it's loud and clear. LaMelo Ball is that dude, and the NBA better get the marketing dollars ready because a new star has arrived. We appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you like the content, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button. Later.